I did a quick check this morning. 67% of your first and second team goals have come against Cincinnati. That's 4 of 6. What's so special about the Columbus kid playing against Cincinnati?
You just know how it is. I'm from Columbus, and growing up, we always want to beat Cincy. And every time I play against them, I have a little more. I always want to give a little more and be the reason we win. And it's been working. So we'll try again next week.
You are one of the hardest competitors on this squad. What did it mean to you to get in front of their home fans the last time out and be a participant in that derby?
It was nice, honestly, to beat them in their stadium and kind of to score that last goal and hear the stadium silent. It's probably one of the best feelings I felt in my career, so it's nice.
Take you back a couple of weeks. I know it's not the ending you wanted, but tell me about your experience at the U20 World Cup.
It was a good experience, just to be with all those guys, but it was a tough ending. We definitely thought we deserved more, but it's just how football is.
You prefaced your trip to Chile by reminding us that there have always been some great names from the U20 World Cup who've gone on to tremendous professional careers in America. Some of those players from 22 years ago are Chad Marshall, Clint Dempsey, Mike McGee, and Ricardo Clark. Do you see that sort of same graduating class from the 20s moving on into a stellar professional stint?
Yeah, for sure. The amount of talent we had on our team was honestly astonishing. Like, even speaking to some of the coaches and the directors with the national team, they were super excited for us, and they could see that we had a lot of talent and future ahead of us. So I definitely see us just like that.
22 years ago, a lot of those rostered players went back to their college campuses. This is just a few years before you were born.
Yeah.
All of you guys on the roster are going back to your clubs.
Yeah.
Most of you as first team members.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty astonishing how in 20 years American soccer's landscape has changed.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about, honestly, back then, how different it is to now. But we're all super grateful to have this opportunity that they didn't have before. So,
what are you expecting in a potentially 3-game series against Cincinnati?
Honestly, the most important to us is win. We want to win, home and away, and get through to the next round.
What has Darlington Nagbe meant to your young career?
Honestly, I don't even know where to start. Even before I signed, I was a preseason with the first team, and he was one of the first people kind of to reach out and kind of comfort me and help me feel like I was part of the team. And after that, he's supported me on and even more off the field. As a person, can't even explain how he is. Like, he's super humble for how much he's done, and he's helped me a lot to get to where I am right now, and I'm super grateful for him.
What's the one lesson you'll take from your experience with him that will be applicable in your career?
He always tells me to kind of be myself and be creative and not to lose that flair kind of that I've had since I was young, and I've been trying my best to keep that up, and he's always reminding me. So
thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Hey, Taha, kind of going along the same questions with Nagbe. When he reached out immediately, what did that do for your comfortability at this club starting out?
A lot, because obviously everyone knows Darlington. He's a champion. He's a 4-time champion, and to have him reach out to me, I was 15, 16 years old, meant a lot. It was super comforting, and I knew he was backing me, so I was confident going into training.
Yeah, this goes without saying the importance of your personal career and getting the chance to play Cincy in the playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
What gets you excited about that, about playing Cincy in the playoffs, not just a regular game?
Yeah, it's super exciting. Last time we played them was in the final, and obviously I was watching that on TV, and that was honestly amazing. And I wasn't even there, so I can't even imagine being there and beating them this time. So,
do you remember kind of the emotions of watching that game 2 years ago and kind of where you were, and like, can you recall a little bit about?
Yeah, I was at my house with my family watching the game, and I was kind of upset at first when we were down, but it feels even better to come back and win than just to win. So, and we beat them there, so it was amazing.
Yeah. Do you remember your reaction to those like kind of later goals?
Just a lot of yelling, very very loud, and yeah.
Knowing that this is the best of 3 series, how do you, in starting in a road environment, how do you stay grounded, and how do you stay, keep the intensity but stay focused in the first game?
Yeah, we always want to start off patient, but no matter who we're playing, we'll always be ourselves and play our identity, and just see how it goes, and obviously we'll go for a win.
Can you talk about getting subbed in last game and then scoring or creating that scoring opportunity in the 65th? You were in the box, and how did you kind of make that split-second decision to create that goal?
Honestly, before going in, it was 1-1, and my main focus, honestly, was to help get us a goal to go up 2-1 and win, because last game of the season, you always want to end off with a win and go confident into the postseason. And in that moment, I saw Max have the ball, he cut in, and kind of the center back wasn't looking, made a run in behind, and I think the right back was coming back in, kind of got my body in front, and I see Daniel and just slip him in, and he does an excellent job of finishing it.
What do you like about those high pressure situations? Obviously, this is one of those coming up.
Yeah, honestly, they're probably my favorite. It's puts me in an uncomfortable position, and kind of that's what I like to. It helps me grow and learn, and it'll be better for me in the future. So, thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah, one other thing. Normally on teams, it's interesting, like the older guys have to tell the younger guys' perspective on something. What do you make of a 19-year-old who probably has more perspective on this game than some of the older guys on this team, if that makes sense?
Kind of, could you rephrase that, please?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times the older guys have to tell the young guys, hey, this game means more to us. But being a Columbus guy, I would think at 19 you probably have a better idea of what this is than even some of the guys who are 10 years older than you are.
Yeah, because honestly, some of the guys coming here, they don't really know what this is and what it means. And me, like, since Cincinnati was created, I've felt what this derby was like, and I know how much it means to me and the club and the people of Columbus. So, I just try my best to let them know and try to get the best out of everyone on our team for this game.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Can you give us an update on Diego Rossi? First of all, the hamstring that kept him out of Saturday, is it the same hamstring he injured in Atlanta?
Same leg, but not the same area.
Okay.
So that's why this is not so bad. But we wanted to. He could have played, but we wanted to anticipate a bit if we go through. So now we'll see during the week how does he feel. But he trained normally, so we'll see.
Okay. And then check in on Weston Abu Ali. How's he feeling?
He's feeling good. Same as Mo. So the same. What we plan is the same status. So, but the most important, we can see improvement, but doesn't change the diagnostic.
Okay. When we were in the midst of that CONCACAF run last year, you introduced us to the concept of training templates in the congested schedule, 2-day, 3-day, so on and so forth. I assume you have a 6-day template.
Yeah.
What advantages, it's rarely used given your schedule, what advantages do you have using that template with so much time in between matches?
No, that's why this is the advantage of as a coaches. We all try to have the right way to do. Between many days like this. So because of that, we decided to change a bit. We decided to cut to give an extra day off during the two games. And because we believe that at this moment players need freshness, So that's why we're gonna train. We trained yesterday, and we're gonna train tomorrow again. But after that, we're gonna have a day off, just to come back fresh and to focus on Cincinnati.
And in playing Cincinnati, a scenario you've seen the last 2 years you've been here, playing a team 4 and potentially 5 times in a season, what are the challenges?
How can I say that? Yeah, so Pat knows me. I know Pat. So do you know jazz music? Jazz music.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is the same song, but there is a lot of improvement and a lot of not improvement, but improvisation. So it's gonna be this, because if we do the same, they know what we're gonna do.
Right.
So that's why the idea is to have a bit of improvisation at certain moments.
You feel like there's more pressure on Cincinnati in this series?
No, I don't believe on that. A game is a game. My player wants to do well, and I don't believe in standing in terms of yes, I finish high, but if we talk about if we go this way, so it means that every time that we play Cincinnati, we should have been it should have been like that, because apparently they have more they spend more money. So I don't see it like this. So no, let's play the game. We know that it's going to be a new journey for all the teams, who play the playoff, and we know that also that everybody can win. So this is the way it is here. So let's do it.
It was really refreshing coming out of a tough August and September stretch to start hearing your players talk about how free they felt they were playing in the training sessions leading up to Orlando, at Orlando, in the training sessions over the 2 weeks leading up to the Red Bulls game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get that sense your team is playing a little more free than maybe they have in the recent past? And what does that mean for what you're able to get out of them?
Yeah, that's why we had success. Again, I think that because of what happened, the struggle that we had, we were able to come back to who we are as a team. And to be honest with you, I would have preferred to avoid this, but I think that this is the story of a long season, so sometimes the peak performance of each players, are not the same. So we have to deal with that. Sometimes there is also a story like injuries. Sometimes there is also not good performance regarding players, and freshness also. So there is many things. So I think that because we've been together for a long time, the core of the players, we were able to come back at what we like to do. And I think that we came back at the right moment. So again, it's because also of the work that they did on the pitch, but also the togetherness that they have, and also the leader that we have in the team to help the team to come back to what we do well. And I think that this is what we can see now.
And it helps that your roster has stayed significantly the same. I mean, you have a dozen players from 2023 who played in that game in Cincinnati who are part of the squad today. 6 of them were starters.
Yes.
It's not the same in Cincinnati. That's a rebuilt squad over 2 years.
No, for sure, this is important. But at the same time, I have to adjust myself. Because of that, sometimes I want to go too quick, regarding few things that I want to add. And most of the players are able to handle that, but few players, sometimes I can bring confusion. So that's why I have to adjust myself all the time, and because I believe so much in this team and also in my players that I know that they can do things that they think that they cannot do, but I know that they have to believe a little bit more in themselves to be able to do really good things. And a good example for me is the way we managed when we scored the 3-1 the last game. So the way we managed the momentum, this is exactly what we should be able to do more often. But sometimes they are like, they think too much, or this is like, I don't know. But when we we are like this, we have this flow. I think that we are really difficult to beat. But again, the secret is to get this more often.
Did you tell Lassie and Andres that they were going to score the same way against the Red Bulls as they did against Orlando?
I didn't tell them, but I knew that we can do it because again, this is not something that we are looking for. This is something that we do, that we want to do. So after that, there is also chemistry between players, and I think that I like that we can score in different ways with different players, and for me, this is powerful to do it because we talk about forwards. Yes, forwards could be important, but I believe more on the animations, to bring chances to attack the box better. And I believe that if we are able to attack the box in a different ways, we maximize our chance to win games. You're welcome.
Coach, could you clarify a little bit on Diego's availability? So there's a chance he plays Monday, like kind of see how the week.
Yeah, we'll see the week how the week will goes, and we'll see.
Okay. Can you kind of you talked about how a game is just a game, but there's no real game planning for when Cincinnati scored 2 goals in the first 5 minutes in July. You guys come back and score 4 unanswered. Are you expecting kind of like an early attack approach from Cincinnati, or kind of what do you expect from them this time around? That's changed since that match in July.
I expect nothing from the opposition. I just know that they want to beat us. They want to win. So they want to win in every ways. So I don't try to waste time thinking about what they're going to do because I have no idea. I know the ways they want to play. I know that they want to win the game like us. So for us is like life, So did you have traffic today when you came here?
No.
Okay, so you enjoyed it. Me, I had traffic, so I had to adjust myself. So this is like in a game. So depending what you want to start well, you want to do well, but sometimes you will not start well, and you're gonna have to adjust. And this is something that I try to teach to my players, that we are confident, but we are also humble to know that we don't have all the answer, but we should be able to adapt regarding the game, regarding the situation. This is what I believe on.
Having a player like Taha, who wasn't on the 2023 team, but he said he was watching it from his couch and was really excited about the result and the intensity. For a young player like that to have that much intensity, but also knowledge of the rivalry, what does that bring to this playoff run? Starting with what happens to be Cincinnati.
No, again, there is no price for a player who come from the city. I don't have to motivate him. I don't have to stimulate him. He knows what does it mean, to be Columbus. And for me, this is unbelievable. And now the fact that I mature more, he has grown a lot, and he can start the game. He can come in. The way he came in the last game was good too. So the game that when he started against New York Red Bull, the last game that we had, not the last game, but the game before. I mean. He played as a number 6 and he did well. So again, this is good for him. First of all, this is good for us. And after that, it's all about consistency. So I hope that he's going to be consistent because it's key for me.
Is he like maybe a surprise, or can you kind of talk about what almost surprised you from your squad, or kind of big kind of improvements you saw in goal production in Diego's absence? Is he, would you consider him like kind of unforeseen surprise, or was that more of a...
So you're talking about Taha?
Yeah.
You like him a lot, huh?
Just asking about
okay.
since he was here,
So no, listen, Taha is he knows his role, and again, I don't individual player, for me, this is not the most important. The most important is how I'm going to try to associate you and this mister over there. So this is how we're going to win. This is not about what you're going to do you. So for me is the mindset has to be good individually. They have to be good individually to help the collective aspect to win. Simple as that. So now I'll see. Maybe Taha is going to come in at the last during the last 5 minutes and it's going to have an impact. Or maybe he's going to start the game and he will not. He will be bad. So this is not what I try to think of. But my point is, every player that I have, I believe on them, and so this is the most important. So now let's see who I'm going to put. But we can have 3 games, and I remember when we played 3 games last year, was not easy. The first year was not easy too, because the third game. So to be honest, this is not about trying to do something new. This is about, having the flow. And so for sure, I'm going to use many players for at least only 2 games that we're going to play.
What was your biggest takeaway from last year, losing those 2 games?
It's a fine margin. It's a fine margin. To be honest, the game against Atlanta in 2023 and the game against New York Red Bull in 2024 are the same in terms of performance. In 2023, we could have lost, the second game, but we didn't do it. And maybe because of that, we were really good on the third game. And I believe that we had many chances last year to win the games, but we didn't do it. So it's so difficult, to plan. And what I've learned is focus on the next game and try to be at the best as you can, and try to avoid. Don't waste your time. Try to making assumption. So do the best as you can, and after that, we'll see.
Wilfried, a couple of weeks ago, things didn't look good. I don't know what it looked like from in here, but from without, the team was struggling. Even coming out of Orlando, there was some doubts about whether you guys could get things together in time for now. During that span, you were telling anyone that would listen that anything can happen on decision day.
Mm-hmm.
Many things happen on decision day.
I was not bad.
And the question is, like John Coltrane, you're a man of great humility as well as jazz acumen. Does any part of you go like, I told you so? I told you anything can happen.
You told me something?
No, you told us anything can happen.
Yeah.
And I said, no, you're in the knockout game.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think is there a little part of you that revels in the I told you so?
Maybe you inspire me regarding a few stuff. So,
This team's in a sense.
so no, listen. It's it's the beauty of life, not beauty of my job. It's beauty of life. Sometimes you're gonna struggle one day, and suddenly because of the struggle, something's gonna happen. And for me, it's all about faith. It's all about try to believe in yourself, and I had also many cues and triggers that I saw that, maybe the result is not what we wanted to have, but the spirit is here, the attitude is here. And I'm not, me now, it's been 3 years, I'm not a guy who focus a lot on data and statistics and so on. But my man over there on the left side told me that it's been only 2 times that we reached more than 54 points, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm pretty proud of that, because this year, yes, everybody want us, including myself, to be higher, but it was a good season regarding all what happened. The way we started really well, but a lot of questions regarding yourself, and I can understand that. And also we play with no forward, and we play with no DPs, and so on and so on. At the end of the day, we are consistent. And if I'm not mistaken also, I think that with Cincinnati, we are one of the best teams in terms of points or something like that, no, Rob?
Over the past 3 years, yep.
Yeah, so not bad.
You've talked about it in the past, but could you relay your view of how
I am. You know that I got my green card, so I'm close to be an American guy.
That doesn't matter.
So.
Unfortunately.
So no, listen. Always tough, always difficult. You know, the playoff format is not easy. It's not easy because it's something new in the world that we have to play maybe three games against the same team, like basketball or baseball or hockey and so on. So to be honest, for me, I love it. I'm not saying that I want to do it, but I love it because it's a difficult task for a coach, to find solutions. You play, okay, so let's say we win against Cincy over there. Away game at home, we can have more pressure. But at the same time, if we lose, we're going to have the same pressure because we have to win. So this is what MLS wants. And again, if we win with many goals, in Cincinnati, if they score or if they result 0 and they win in PK, the third game is going to be a new game. So as a coach, this is so difficult, to not to prepare the team because this is playoff, but to find solution and to find a way to win the game, if we want to have an input. So that's why for me is try to be the best as you can. And the fact that we're going to play Cincinnati for both teams is going to be an extra motivation, as you know, because this is not a normal game. Because this is a rivalry, but at the end of the day, it's so fine. The margin is so fine, and try to go through, and after that, we'll see what is going to happen.
Not every franchise has a rival like this. Do you ever think about just how fortunate you are to get to coach a playoff series of this magnitude against a team like that?
Yeah, this is. I like to tell my players that when there is a pressure, when there is a challenges. Try to be excited by this, not afraid about this. And for me, I am really excited, So I'm going to see more, flags, in all the houses and talking about this. And I think that with a lot of humility, if we can bring a bit of a passion and to be proud of that, and this is what we're trying to do. So yeah, really excited by that. And I cannot say that if we would have played Charlotte, it could have been the same. Playoff is playoff, but it's true that Cincinnati is a rivalry, and we are really proud of this.
One other thing, very odd question. How do you say hell is real in French?
L'enfer est vrai. So, but to be honest, in English, it sounds better. Because in French, we cannot say that like this. So that's why sometimes it's difficult to translate everything. So, but yeah, hell is real, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Merci.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.